Fiona Harlow adjusted her telescope, fighting against the chill of the October night. The stars had always been her companions in this remote mountain observatory. But tonight they seemed restless, blinking with unusual intensity. A research astronomer who preferred solitude to crowded university labs, she'd chosen this isolated posting to map cosmic anomalies. Not expecting to find one crashing into her backyard, the sky fractured without warning. A brilliant streak of azure cut through the darkness, followed by a deafening boom that shook the observatory's foundation. Fiona's heart hammered as she grabbed her emergency kit and flashlight. Curiosity overwhelming caution. The pine forest smoldered where the object had crashed. Trees splintered in a 30-foot radius. At the center lay a vessel unlike anything in human engineering. Smooth, iridescent metal, curved in impossible angles, still humming with energy despite its damaged state. "Hello?" Fiona called, approaching cautiously. "Anyone there?" A section of the hull slid open. Fiona stumbled backward as a tall figure emerged, silhouetted against the ship's internal lights. Nearly 7 feet tall, with broad shoulders and skin the color of burnished copper. He moved with the grace of a predator, despite obvious injury. Silvery blood trickled from a gash across his chest. His eyes locked on Fiona, 3 irises, golden and concentric. Narrowing with suspicion, behind him cowered a much smaller being, barely reaching the warrior's knee. With delicate features and enormous violet eyes, the second alien resembled a human child. Though its skin shimmered with tiny scales and patterns that shifted like constellations, the tall alien stepped forward. One hand extended protectively over the smaller one. "No harm," he said, his voice deep and rasping as he struggled with unfamiliar words. "Shelter, please." Fiona's scientific mind raced with questions, but the warrior swayed dangerously, close to collapse. The small alien made a sound like wind chimes, distressed. "I'll help," Fiona said, stepping forward slowly. "You're hurt." The warrior's expression softened slightly. "Tesler," he said, touching his chest, then gesturing to his tiny companion. "Miri, Fiona," she replied, pointing to herself. Tesler nodded, then abruptly crumpled to his knees. Miri chirped in alarm, small hands fluttering over Tesler's wounds. "Let me," Fiona said, approaching with her first aid kit. Tesler tensed but allowed her near. His skin felt warm, almost feverish beneath her fingers as she examined the wound. "Save him, please," Miri spoke suddenly, voice melodic and perfect, as though downloaded directly from Fiona's language. "The others will come. They always come." Fiona glanced up at the night sky, suddenly aware of how exposed they were. "Who's coming?" Tesler's golden eyes met hers, filled with equal parts pain and determination. "Hunters," he managed. "We run." Long time. Looking between these two strangers from beyond the stars, Fiona made her decision. "My observatory isn't far. Can you walk?" Whispers of trust. The observatory's main room became a makeshift infirmary. Tesler lay on Fiona's couch, his breathing shallow but steady after she'd cleaned and bandaged his wound. The cut was already healing at an astonishing rate, edges knitting together before her eyes. Miri sat cross-legged on the floor, tiny fingers tracing constellations in an astronomy book. The small alien absorbed information with remarkable speed, occasionally glancing up at Fiona with those penetrating violet eyes. "Your stars," Miri said softly. "Different patterns. Beautiful." Fiona smiled despite her nervousness. "They're the same stars as yours, just seen from a different angle." "Perspective changes everything," Miri replied, with unexpected wisdom. Tesler stirred, golden eyes focusing on Fiona. "Thank you," he said, his English improving by the hour. "Dangerous to help us. What happened to you?" Fiona asked, offering him water. Tesler accepted the glass, studying it curiously before drinking. "We are Astrani. Our world fell to the Dominion 3 cycles ago. They harvest worlds for resources, enslave populations." His face darkened. "Miri is last of the luminar heir, valuable for abilities. I was guardian, sworn to protect. We escaped, but they follow. What abilities?" Fiona asked, glancing at the childlike alien. Miri smiled mysteriously. I show later. When trust is built, night deepened outside the observatory windows. Tesla insisted on checking the perimeter despite his injury, scanning the skies with wary eyes. Returning, he found Fiona at her computer, searching for reports of unusual atmospheric disturbances. Smarty commented, standing close behind her, looking for their ships. Fiona became intensely aware of his proximity, the strange spice-like scent of his skin. Would they be detectable by our satellites? Perhaps. They mask energy signatures. His hand brushed hers as he reached for the mouse, sending an unexpected tingle up her arm. May I? She nodded, watching as his long fingers danced across her keyboard with surprising dexterity. Lines of code flowed across the screen as he modified her search parameters. You understand our technology quickly, she observed. Tez, mouth curved slightly. I was engineer before becoming warrior. Patterns are universal language. Their eyes met. And Fiona felt something shift between them, recognition of kindred spirits despite their different origins. His gaze lingered on her face with curious intensity. Your eyes, he said quietly. One color only, yet they contain ... depth. Miri giggled from her corner. Tesla thinks you're pretty, she translated, earning a sharp glance from her guardian. Fiona felt heat rise to her cheeks. We should prepare, she said quickly. If these Dominion hunters are coming, we need a plan. Tesla nodded, though amusement lingered in his expression. We repair our vessel. 3 days, perhaps 4? And then? Fiona asked, surprised by the pang of disappointment she felt. Then we must go, he replied softly. For your safety, Miri approached, taking both their hands in her small ones. Or maybe we find another way, together. Outside, shooting stars streaked across the night sky beautiful, Fiona thought, until Tesla tensed beside her.
Stars,
he whispered. Scouts. Dawn painted the mountain peaks gold, while Fiona and Tesla worked on the damaged spacecraft. His technical knowledge combined with her improvisation yielded surprising progress. They moved in comfortable synchrony, anticipating each other's needs with increasing accuracy. Miri sat atop a boulder, tiny legs dangling as she hummed an alien melody. Occasionally she would close her eyes and the air around her would shimmer, purple light dancing across her scales. She's scanning, Tesla explained when Fiona asked. Lumina sense energy patterns across vast distances. She watches for Dominion signatures. Is that why they want her? Fiona passed him a modified tool. Tesla's expression darkened. Partly Lumina also amplify energy weapons, shields, engines. The Dominion would use her until nothing remained. His fingers brushed Fiona's as he took the tool. Thank you for not asking questions when we arrived. For just ... helping. That's what humans do, Fiona said. At our best anyway? Not so different from Astrani, he replied, golden eyes warming. Before the invasion, we were explorers, creators. Working side by side through the day, conversation flowed easily between them. Tesla described nebula gardens where his people cultivated stellar phenomena, while Fiona spoke of Earth's oceans and forests. Each story bridged the gap between their worlds. As evening approached, Miri suddenly straightened, violet eyes wide. They're closer, she whispered. 3 vessels dropping from higher orbit. Tesla immediately pulled Fiona toward the observatory. We must hide our energy signature. Inside, he moved efficiently, powering down non-essential systems, while Fiona covered windows with special reflective material from her astronomical equipment. Their hands met reaching for the same switch, and this time, neither pulled away immediately. Fiona, Tesla said softly. If they come, you should not be here. She looked up at him defiantly. This is my home. I'm not leaving. Something untranslatable passed through his expression. Slowly, deliberately, he raised his hand to her face, fingertips tracing the curve of her cheek with feather-light touch. Your courage rivals any warrior's. The air between them charged with unspoken possibility. Fiona found herself leaning closer, drawn by something beyond rational thought. Miri's urgent voice broke the moment. They're scanning. Hide. They huddled in the observatory's basement, Equipment powered down, breathing hushed as something massive passed overhead. The foundation trembled with the vibration of powerful engines. In the darkness, Teslar's arm encircled Fiona's shoulders, protective and reassuring. "They haven't detected us," he whispered after several tense minutes. "But they will keep searching." "Can confuse them," Miri offered, her small form glowing faintly. "Create false signals away from here." "No," Teslar said sharply. "It weakens you too much." Fiona looked between them. "What's the risk?" "Each projection drains her life energy," Teslar explained. "Too many, too quickly. ... "I'm stronger than you think," Miri insisted. The building shook again as another scanner passed. "We need to fight back," Fiona said suddenly. "Not just hide." Teslar's golden eyes gleamed in the darkness. "You have an idea?" "Maybe, but it's going to require some human ingenuity and a little alien technology." Defiance and Starlight Night fell as they prepared their defense. Fiona's astronomical equipment, repurposed with components from Teslar's ship, created a makeshift disruption system. If it worked, it would temporarily blind the Dominion ship's sensors. "Ready?" Fiona asked, hand poised over the activation switch. Teslar nodded, standing close beside her. "Your adaptation of our technology is ... impressive. Let's hope it works," she replied. They synchronized the pulse with Miri's energy projection, a false signature appearing 50 miles south. The observatory darkened as they redirected all power to the disruption array. The effect was immediate and spectacular. The night sky erupted with electromagnetic feedback, auroral-like waves rippling across the horizon. Through her telescope, Fiona watched the Dominion scouts veer toward Miri's projection, their sleek, predatory holes gleaming in the moonlight. "It's working," she whispered. Tan's hand found hers in the darkness, fingers intertwining. "You are remarkable," he said softly. Fiona turned to find his face inches from hers, golden eyes reflecting starlight. The intensity of his gaze made her breath catch. "I've never met anyone like you," she admitted. Time seemed suspended as he leaned closer, one hand gently cupping her face. His lips, when they met hers, felt surprisingly warm and soft. The kiss deepened, transcending physical differences. Connecting them on a level beyond language or species, a sudden explosion shattered the moment. One Dominion vessel had broken formation, heading directly toward them. "They've detected the disruption source," Teslar said grimly. Moving to protect Miri, the ship hovered above the observatory, bathing the area in harsh blue light. A metallic voice echoed from external speakers in a language Fiona couldn't understand. "They demand surrender," Teslar translated. "They know we're here." Fiona's mind raced. "The secondary array, if we overloaded, it could create a localized EMP," Teslar finished her thought. "But at this range, it would disable our systems too, including your ship's repairs," Fiona realized. Tez's expression hardened with resolve. Better stranded than captured. They worked frantically to modify the array, hands moving in perfect coordination. Outside, a landing craft descended from the larger vessel, touching down in the clearing near the observatory. "No time left," Teslar said as heavy footsteps approached the door. He pulled Fiona close, kissing her fiercely. Whatever happens, the door burst open. Armored figures filled the entrance, weapons raised. Teslar pushed Fiona behind him protectively, just as Miri activated the overloaded array. Blinding light erupted, followed by absolute darkness as all electrical systems failed. In the chaos, Teslar engaged the intruders, his warrior training evident in every precise movement. But they outnumbered him. A stray energy blast caught him in the shoulder, sending him crashing into equipment. Fiona grabbed a piece of broken telescope mounting, swinging it with surprising effectiveness at an approaching soldier. Miri suddenly began to glow, her small body radiating intense purple light. The Dominion soldiers froze momentarily, their systems malfunctioning. "Run," Teslar gasped, struggling to his feet despite his injury. They escaped into the forest, the night providing cover as they made their way to the hidden spacecraft. Behind them, the observatory erupted in flames. Beyond the stars, 3 days passed in the sheltered hollow where Teslar's partially repaired ship lay hidden. Fiona tended his wound while Miri maintained a protective energy field around their position, masking them from Dominion scanners. The loss of her observatory and research stung, but watching Tesla regain strength brought Fiona unexpected joy. Their forced proximity deepened their connection, conversations stretching into the night as they shared stories of their vastly different lives. "Your people have such short lives," Tesla mused, his fingers gently tracing patterns on Fiona's arm as they sat beneath the stars. "Yet you live with such intensity, such purpose." "How long do Astrani live?" she asked. 3 of your centuries, typically." His golden eyes held a question he hesitated to voice. Fiona understood the unspoken concern. "You're wondering what happens next?" He nodded slowly. "The ship will be operational tomorrow. We should leave before the Dominion brings reinforcements." His hand tightened around hers. "But I find I do not want to go." Miri approached, her small face serious. "I've been thinking," she said, sitting cross-legged before them, "about connections and possibilities." She took their hands, placing Fiona's palm against Tesla's, where they touched. A soft purple light began to glow. "Luminous compatibility," Miri explained. "Rare, even among our own species. Your energies resonate perfectly." "What does that mean?" Fiona asked. Miri smiled mysteriously. "It means choices. Possibilities." She gestured skyward. "I sent a message using the stars themselves. Others like us resistors, refugees, they're coming." Tesla straightened in surprise. "You contacted the rebellion?" "How?" "I've been practicing," the small alien said proudly. "Your engineering and Fiona's telescope components helped amplify my projection." Hope transformed Tesla's face. "Then we have allies coming. A chance to fight back." "Yes," Miri said. "But it also means Fiona must decide." The unspoken question hung between them. Stay or go? Earth or stars? That night, alone in the ship's small sleeping quarters, Fiona and Tesla came together with the urgency of uncertain futures. His copper skin against her pale form created a constellation of their own making. Their differences disappeared in the language of touch and tenderness, creating something new and unexplored with each caress. "I would cross galaxies to keep this," Desler whispered against her hair. Morning brought the soft hum of the repaired engines and a decision. Fiona stood at the edge of the clearing. Earth's sunrise, painting the sky in colors Tesla had never seen on his homeworld. "It's beautiful here," he acknowledged. "There's beauty everywhere," Fiona replied, taking his hand. "I want to see yours too." Miri bounced excitedly. "You're coming?" "I am," Fiona said with certainty. "Earth will always be here. But this is once in a lifetime." Tesla gathered her in his arms, relief and joy evident in his embrace. "We will return someday, I promise. When it's safe." Inside the ship, as preflight sequences initiated, Fiona took one last look at her world through the viewscreen. Not goodbye, she thought, but see you later. The ship rose silently, climbing beyond the atmosphere where rebellion vessels waited in high orbit. The first chapter in a much larger story about to unfold across the stars.